Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, your master of reality, your bastard warrior child of the bespoken, the social anti-society club, is ready to entertain all of you once again with our fifth song from Machine Head's The More Things Change album. Now, again, if I still apologize if some of the things I've had to say struck a nerve and Down to None weren't exactly the most popular, but I'll maintain what I said. I stuck with it, and hopefully I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna go through the rest of this album anyway. You know what? I'm gonna stick to it because call me an optimist, because I think there's plenty more out there than I think I'm fully suspecting. It's not like I wasn't going to stop, but maybe just doing something else and then coming back to it when I'm ready. But you know what? That's the cowardice approach, ladies and gentlemen, because if that happened, you could almost guarantee I almost wouldn't return to it at all. However, now we have the Frontliners. Now, if it's anything like the last two songs go by, where it's something of an anti-religious message, then don't expect my opinions to change too much, because if it makes any help, I probably will have something to say about it. I mean, I suppose, again, if you're asking the right person here, that's entirely up to you. But I'm gonna see what else they've got. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. The Frontliners in 3, 2, 1, and... Okay, 4 seconds in, and that almost illustrates absolutely perfectly what I was talking about in the last videos. This is what, for me, makes Machine Head work for me to listen to, because we go from something very heavy, and now we have something that's like scratching, but it's well, maybe scratching is not the right word for it, but it sounds like we could take this riff and go to the far corners of the earth with it. This feels a little bit more optimal and not as limited as what we saw last time. My opinions, yes, but then again, that's what they are. So, let's get back to it. We're starting this from the beginning, because I think that's a bit more fair. Oh. Well, clearly he was happy, but you know what? I don't surprise him because you know what? I dig that, you know, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was like waiting for out of this. I was waiting for something that was, I don't know, that did a little bit more. It had a little bit more to give, if that makes sense. And with that being said, the Frontliners absolutely is the first thing about that. And I get the idea. Rob Flynn's, he doesn't come across as perhaps the most nurtured sort of singer in the world, but I don't necessarily think that's the whole point. I think it's meant to be about a war raging in his throat and him screaming out the words like bullets. I think that's exactly what it is, and it's absolute. I do think it's certainly one of the better ones I've heard on this album, and I wonder if it was something to do with what this first comment had to say. Such power and emotion these songs hold touches the essence of pain. You know what? Maybe, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll be fair. Maybe that's the whole point of this album. It's very similar to what I was talking about with the front album. It looks like somebody with his hands all bandaged up. It's supposed to be people getting into fights. The Frontliners even sounds like the sort of song about soldiers being on the front line. Maybe, just maybe, that's what the whole point about all of this was becoming about. Just about a bunch of people who've got into fights and now who are roughing it up with each other to the very end. This isn't the same as like roughhousing. Roughhousing is like you fight someone, yes, but you're not exactly set out to kill them, I suppose is the only way I can put it. They are absolutely almost ready to knock the seven bells out of each other. And with there being a lot more to talk about in this one, I feel like it's... I loved the little switch up at about like the 4-minute mark. It's like... It really does feel like a guy has just been knocked out and now he's seeing stars. But then, like whiplash, and he's back in the real world. and I watched through bitter eyes as the blood filled in the cracks, black a burning effigy, told me I should kneel 'cause I'm worshipping with terror. A disease burned the sacred oil. They told us they'd never come a day. They told us we need not worry. So we fucked around, thought this shit would change, and turned our eyes away. They weren't prepared to accept the world they were living in, so they were going to do something about it. I am the power siege, and you rush in, you feel thrill. Exploding out of me, through clenched teeth, I will scream out, we're suffering with malice. It doesn't feel like an anti-religious song. It feels like an anti-government sort of song. Look at what you've done to us. We're not going to start bowing down to you. Like, why do I get the feeling this is meant to be like what's that one song by Lincoln? No More Sorrow, like a very anti-Trump not an anti-Bush Jr. song. I feel like, strangely enough, it must be like an anti-government. Well, it must be an anti-politician of some kind. Maybe it was an anti Sarah Palin sort of song. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's anti-Sarah Palin. Maybe or not. But you know what? Now that I'm beginning to like see it like that, maybe that's like maybe that is a really I kind of almost like Machine Head a little bit more for that point. You know, they're meant to be there as sort of like, you know, an example of showcasing pain, and they're just gonna go ahead and do that sort of thing. You know what? They want to talk about pain. They want to talk about the sort of the not just the amount of pain, but the amount of hurt you can just inflict on somebody, and everything that comes from it. I'll never forget. Frontliners is probably my favorite so far. Well, 10 Ton and Take My Scars are very, very strong as well. But I'm beginning to see, like, certainly this album in a very clearish sort of light now. It's war, it's hell, it's violence. And I would certainly would like to find out exactly how much this goes into and where else can they take this. Because no word of a lie, if they would have to like maybe swap it up some point sooner or later, but we'll see what we do when we come to the next one. So there's that to look forward to. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Frontliners for yourselves, and I will look forward to seeing all of you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.